Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode on my YouTube channel, where in today's video I wanted to talk a bit about something a little bit different to my other content, but obviously still related to our job search. So this morning I was on a call with one of my clients and she asked me a very interesting question that I've been kind of asked before, but not directly asked this before. And it got me thinking about my answer. And I thought, you know what? This is actually such an important topic. I want to make a video about it. And it's basically asking, what are the behaviors of a successful candidate? Like, what is, regardless of the job, regardless of the experience, what is just the common behaviors and the common trends I see in behavior of candidates, of the successful ones that get progressed to the next stage of a job interview, or the ones that get passed all the way through. And I thought about it for a little while and I have an answer. And I thought it was really important to share this because I think this is something that will help people with their job search universally across all ages and experience. Because obviously, the common perception around the job search at the moment, regardless of age, experience, gender, race, whatever, you know what I mean? The common perception is that the market is just incredibly tough at the moment. It doesn't matter what job you're going for, there's a lot of competition. Okay, so the common behaviors that I thought I would talk about today and focus on, that I notice in successful candidates and the most successful candidates in general, is basically down to two things. Okay, so number one, when a candidate speaks, they speak with certainty about what they want. Okay, so this is like probably the most important thing, and it's a big common theme of what I talk about on this channel in general. It's that what sells the most in a job interview isn't necessarily your background, it isn't necessarily your skill set. It's your ability to be presented as predictable and reliable. Okay, at the end of the day, guys, the job search is incredibly challenging, yes, for the job seeker, but also for the business. Okay, that's what I understand as a recruiter, is when I talk to the business and I talk to the clients themselves, the actual recruitment process is a long, lengthy, costly process. Okay, so they don't want to go through this process numerous times a year. Okay, they want to get their candidate in and stick with them for the next 3 to 4 years or however long they need the use out of the position. Okay, they don't want to bring somebody on, take them on for a month or two, and then bang, they're off again, going somewhere else. Okay. So it's very important from your perspective that when you are applying for jobs, you know what you want, okay? You understand why you're going for that position. You understand why it is that particular job that attracted you to answer the screening call, to go in for the interview, to even initially apply for the position. You need to understand what it is about it that you actually are attracted for the position about, or that you're actually attracted to the position about. Okay, because at the end of the day, okay, I understand the common perception as we've kind of grown up is to really be open-minded when you're in a job search, and to not be too specific and whatnot. But I actually think the more specific you are, the better, and the more aligned you are to the opportunity for the job that you're going for, the better. Okay, that's going to instill confidence and security in the client, in the business themselves. They're going to feel like when they hire you, they know what they're going to get. Okay, they want hunger. They want somebody that's going to be a hungry candidate and a go-getter and wants to get in and do a good job because they care and because it's their interest and because it's their passion. Okay, I understand. Okay, guys, at the end of the day, all right, a job is a job. Okay, you do the job, you get your money, you live your life. I understand the cycle. I'm not here to say you're going to die for the job or things along these lines. I'm not saying that at all. I'm very realistic about it. Okay, but you have to at least do a job or work in an environment that gets the best out of you. And I feel like that's the number one thing that job seekers are missing in their translation in job interviews. Okay, it's just that ability to really get that point across as to why they're going for this specific position. Okay, and being able to sell your reliability and being able to sell your predictability is an extremely important skill that a lot of people are missing. Okay, so I feel like first and foremost, guys, that is probably the most important thing when going in for a job interview in general. Okay. And the second most important quality that I'll say that I think is generally missed quite a fair bit, and I think a lot of recruiters probably know it, but they haven't been able to put their finger on it. And I didn't really either until I kind of thought about it over the last couple of months. But it's the candidate's ability to essentially think outside the box. Okay. So as a job seeker, you're probably watching this thinking, yes, I'm a proactive job seeker. I'm doing all the right things. And all that is to you is just applying for jobs. Okay. Applying for jobs is literally just one part of the job search. Okay. One of my favorite career coaches, Andrew Levitica, has literally, like, he in some of his podcasts, he literally laughs about the idea of putting in job applications. Like he says, like literally, the more senior you get, the less applications you have to put out. Like the application process is just one side of the job search. Okay, what you need to be doing is being as productive as possible in as many areas as possible. So where I'm going with this is that you need to be thinking outside the box when you're presenting in a job search. Okay, you need to be thinking outside the box. Now, how do you do this? You go out on LinkedIn, you send messages on LinkedIn. Okay, you email companies, you call companies. Okay, you see a position, you try to connect with the recruiter, you have a conversation with them, you see a opportunity that attracts you, you call the company. Okay, you have conversations. You don't think about the end goal, which is getting the job and arriving at that end destination. You think about going to the next step, which is having conversations to lead to more opportunities. Okay, don't focus on the outcome, focus on the process getting there, because you're going to learn a lot more about yourself and about job seeking and just about people in general on that journey. And you're going to gain a lot more respect from people externally based on the way that you're moving in this process. Okay. So it's very, very important, guys. We don't focus on the destination. We focus on how to get there, and we prioritize each step, learning more and more as we go. Okay? So they're probably the two most important things. I think it's the ability to be presented as predictable and reliable as possible, because you need to instill confidence and security in the company that you are hiring or that you are going for. Okay? And it's the ability that even before you get to that position, then when you're actually applying for roles, you're thinking outside the box and you're not doing it the one conventional way that everyone tells you to do it, which is just to apply for jobs. Because you guys need to understand something, okay? Yes, businesses hire your skills, but you got to understand you're also the reason why they're hiring. Like they're hiring you as a personality as well. Okay, think about it, guys. Like, think about some of your favorite influencers out there. Like, let's just use, I don't know, personal trainers as an example. Okay, even for myself, like, I love to watch like particular bodybuilders on like YouTube and whatnot. Okay, do I like watching them because they lift the dumbbell in a certain way? No, I enjoy watching them because of their personality. Okay, their personality is entertaining. Their personality is what gets me on board to listen to their content and to listen to their education. Okay, it's the exact same process when you flip it for a job interview. You have the exact same skill as everybody else around you. Okay, but it's your ability to present as you is what's going to stand out amongst your competition. Okay, so that obviously goes in with a direct presentation in an interview, but also the ability to think outside the box in your job search is so pivotal, because when you're just submitting applications, you just become one of 400 other documents. Everyone's dropping off their CVs, everyone else has their name and experience in the exact same format, all written by AI, everything's the exact same. But when you start calling these people, when you start emailing people, when you start messaging people, and you get the opportunity to have a phone call, you personalize things so much more. Okay, and then they become to create an identity around you, and that's when they realize that you're the person they want to keep around for that opportunity. And even if there's not alignment for that specific role, you're going to have a much better opportunity at building a relationship to potentially keep in touch for another opportunity, or even for a referral if it's not for that exact position, which you wouldn't get if you just dropped off your CV and that was it. Okay, so it's the ability to think outside the box and the ability to present as predictable and reliable are probably the three or two like most important qualities that I see in candidates that progress to the next round and are most successful in interviews in general. Okay, hope you guys got some value from this video. If you guys enjoyed, or you would like some support with the implementation of what I've just talked about, feel free to click the links below in my bio. I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.